Good morning, good morning. I am excited to be here. I don't know about you guys, but this cold weather is real crazy. You know what I'm gonna have to do though? I'm gonna have to, let's see if I can find my, we'll be all right for now, but I'm gonna need my charger and I don't have it with me. So I'm gonna have to run and grab my charger probably. Let me see what I've got. Let me see what I have that I can use. See if I have one here. How are you guys, Kristen? Good morning. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Sam. Thanks for the heart me's. You guys are awesome. I may have to run in and grab my charger real fast because I did not grab it when I came out here to the studio. I have one, but the cord is too short to reach, and I don't want my phone to die when I'm in the middle of teaching you guys. So good morning. So what I'm going to do is I am going to flip the camera. Hi, guys. And I am going to run in the house and grab my charger because I don't want to run out of charge before we start our tutorial, or before we get our tutorial done today. We're going to do a fox today. So for those of you who have been requesting a tutorial on doing a watercolor fox, that is what we're going to be doing this morning. As soon as I get my charger, so that if my I won't have to worry about that. Hi, Stacy Lee. Good morning. How are you? What is wrong with you, dog? I remembered everything but my phone charger this morning. This cold weather has got me all messed up. My back is killing me this morning. All of my aches and pains, all my boo-boos, like Rhonda said yesterday, are hurting from this cold weather. Crazy. Hey, Farrah Mom, how are you? You coming? Come on. Oh, thank you. I just threw it up. It needs to be. I need to do something with it, but I didn't have time to do anything with it this morning, so I just threw it up. All right, we're going to switch this back over to my desk. -2 with the wind chill. Holy cow. Stacy Lee, where are you again? I know you're an hour ahead of me, but I can't remember what state you're in. Oh, sorry. I have this crazy. Oh, New York. Yeah, that's right. Yep, it's cold there for sure. That's insane. No, thank you. I'm passing on that. All right. So we are going to do the fox this morning. So let's go over what we've done so far. These are, I did check on the, hang on one second, guys. Let me just reset this because it's weird. It's doing something funky. All right. Sorry, I had to reset my monitor. Okay. The Mead gouache paints 48. I'm going to order that on Monday. It's in my cart. Yay. I'm so glad you're going to like the gouache paints a lot. Okay. All All right, so this is what we have done so far. We did the duck. Here's our list. Well, oh no, my list is missing, y'all. What happened to it? It was stuck there. Uh-oh. Maybe it fell inside of one of my drawers. Oh no, y'all, I'm missing the list, and I've been marking it off and everything. I'll have to find it. I know it's here. No way I threw it away. Okay, we've done the duck. We've done the hippo. We've done the bunny. We did the gnome, the raccoon. The sloth is what we did yesterday. Y'all, he's cute. I don't care who you are. That is a cute little sloth right there. He's precious. We did the skunk and the giraffe. So today we're going to do the fox. And I know I have that paper somewhere that has all of our stuff on it. I can't imagine what could have happened to it because I've been sticking it right here on this drawer. And I cleaned my desk the other day, but I didn't take it off. I made sure to leave it there. So I'm not sure. It's probably gotten knocked off somewhere and I'm going to have to hunt it down. But I do remember that the fox was the next thing that we decided we wanted to do. So that is what we are going to be doing. Uh-oh. Hang on, guys. All right. Okay. So, sorry, I'm getting used to this new monitor that I have next to me because it's much bigger, first of all, which is great. And it gives me the opportunity to be able to see your comments come through and also at the same time see the photo, the reference photo. So, this is our reference photo today, you guys. Isn't he cute? I'm excited about this one. I love foxes. I think they're just so cute. But you can see, I can now see your comments coming through here. And I can see my orders right here if anybody orders. So that is going to be very, very helpful for me to be able to do, instead of having to switch back and forth constantly. This thing has a split screen option, which I love. So this has been such a functional thing for me to have in my studio. I love it so much. So anyway, this is our reference photo. So everybody, if you want to take a screenshot of that now, I'll show it again before I get you guys up on the tripod. That's the overhead view. However, look, Mr. Pickles says hello this morning. He's wanting some attention. Hi, Mr. Pickles. All right, move out the way. So if you need to take a screenshot, go ahead and do that now. And then you'll have another opportunity just in case in a little while. Okay? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are going to go ahead and go through all of the things that we're going to need today for our stuff. No, damn, stop. I don't know why Pickles is in such a needy mood this morning. So I'm going to pin the first thing that we're going to use off. No, off. The first thing that we're going to use is this Nick Pro mechanical pencil set. So this is the set that I use for all of my drawing needs. So when I'm doing my sketches, this is the set that I use. And the great thing about this set is that it has all of your different size leads. So it has your 0.5, your 0.9, your 0.7, and then it has 3 of your 2.0 sets, which is really, really great because you can do different things. Now, I did this drawing the other night when I was sitting in bed just hanging out, watching TV, and you can see the different detail that you can get out of the different sizes of leads. So you can get your outlines with one size, you can do your details on the insides of your leaves and things like that really well with this set because you've got different sizes. You can also, because you get the different hardnesses of leads, so you get like your HB and your 2B, and you also get your 6B, your 2Hs, your 4Hs. Because you get all the different hardnesses, you also are able to do sketches in black and white with this, and you can shade really well with it, which is also a benefit to having this type of a sketch kit. It comes with 3 of these soft erasers. It comes with a kneaded eraser, and it comes with colored leads for the 2.0s. It also comes with extra erasers here that go in the tops of your pens here, if you like to use the erasers that are on the top of your pen. Thanks, Kristen, for that, Popular. I appreciate that. So this is the sketch kit that I use for everything. I love it because it's in this case, and I can just take it on the go if I want to. This goes everywhere with me, and I'm not playing around when I say that. I have a bag. You could ask my mom, she's on here. I have a big bag. My purse is large, and I always keep a sketchbook and my sketch kit in my purse, because if I see something that I want to sketch, I go ahead and like sit down and sketch it if I have the time. And if I don't, I take a screenshot of it, or I take a picture of it. And then whenever I get a chance, I sit down and sketch it. So I'm constantly, like, I keep this in my purse all the time. So I love the fact that it's got the case that you can, you know, carry it with you. So, okay. Let's see. We are going to, let's see, the next thing that we're going to do. So that is the Nick Pro mechanical pencil set. It's got the case, and it is pinned below. So it is product number 2. We will be using that today. Okay, the other thing that we will be using, this is what we did yesterday. I'm just going to put that on here so you guys have something to look at. The next thing that we are going to be using is the Meeden watercolor set. Okay, so this is the watercolor set. And the watercolor set comes with 96 colors. It has 48 of your primaries, and they go from lightest to darkest. So it makes it very, very easy for you to learn to shade with your watercolors by doing this. Okay. Additionally, it comes with 30 metallic colors, and it comes with 12 macaroon colors, and it comes with 6 neon colors. It also comes with a brush and a pencil, comes with an eraser, and 2 art sponges. Now, I don't necessarily use the art sponges that often. I'll use them if I'm traveling or something and I don't have a paper towel. Mostly I use paper towels, but it does come with it if you need them. And if you're a person that likes to, you know, likes to use those. Additionally, I love the fact that these different panels pop out. So when I'm doing my lives with you guys, I don't always have this in view. And so what I can do is I can pop these out, and I can pull them over to where I'm working, and you guys can see the colors that I'm using. I love the fact that you can pop these out. You can also pop these out individually if you wanted to, which would be fine as well. I don't do that because I worry about getting my palette mixed up, and then my swatch card won't match it. But you can do that, and it works great. So all of these pop out. If I need something on the top panel, I definitely pop it out and put it to the lower panel so I can get to it easier. But it's a great, the way that it's designed is really nice. Now, it does come with a mixing panel that pops on right here, and you just set it on. It folds in when you're ready to go somewhere. And you can remove it and use it however you want to whenever you're working, which I love that about it as well. So it's very, very functional. Now, they have a 48 color and a 96 color. The 48 color palette I used for almost a year and a half. As you can see, it is a complete hot mess because I used it all the time, every day for over a year and a half, and I absolutely love it. Once I learned how to do watercolor, which it is a skill set you can learn. I was not born with this talent. I did not know anything about watercolors and painting with watercolors 2 years ago. So this was my first watercolor set that I bought, and I love it. And I use it all the time still daily. And you can see I still have a ton of paints left in this kit. So it lasts a very long time. Your mixing palettes are in the back on the 48 color kit. It comes with the brush and the pencil and an eraser and the art sponge as well. I just liked, when I upgraded, I liked the fact that I have some more options for the metallics. And I like the fact that I have more options in my primary colors. So that's the only reason that I upgraded, was I wanted more color options now that I kind of know what I'm doing with watercolors. Whereas, and I say that loosely because I am by no means a professional artist. But I love, love, love this set. So if you guys, yes, Stacey Lee, it's a great set. So if you guys are looking for a great beginner watercolor set or one for the professional, either one, it's a great set. So this is a good one to have. But we're going to be using this today. And we are going to be using the Meeden brush set as well. So that is this right here. So the Meeden brush set includes, I have the 4 brush set. It includes a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 7. They do have a 9 brush set. So if you're looking for more sizes, you can get that in the 9 brush set. I've just not needed more sizes. They hold their shape really, really well. So they have these beautiful tips on them. So you can do detail work even with these larger brushes. Also, they have a short handle so you can control your strokes really, really easily with these. They are designed to reduce hand fatigue. So this ergonomic design right here keeps them from, it helps to reduce, you know, that hand fatigue when you're painting for hours on end. So, and also they don't rust. This metal right here can get wet and it's not going to rust. So you're not going to end up with rust in your paints. So that is a great, great thing. I love these brushes. If you're looking to level up your art, these brushes are a great way to do that. They are a good professional set that's not going to break the bank. They have a good price, and they will be exactly what you need to kind of level up your art. So that's what we're going to be using today on as far as brushes go. Now we are going to be using some detail brushes as well, and I'm going to go over that. If you guys will give me 1 second, I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Go. Now we are going to be using some detail brushes as well, and I'm going to go over that. If you guys will give me 1 second, I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Sorry about that. I forgot to do that before I hit the go live button. Okay. Now, the other set of brushes that we are going to be using are going to be this Golden Maple set. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to have to add that to the product list because I forgot to put that in today. And I want to make sure you guys have it because it is a really good set. And they always sell out. And while they're in stock, I want to make sure and pin them for you guys because y'all ask me about them all the time, and a lot of times they're out of stock. So they're not right now. They currently have 66 in stock, which is great. So this is the Golden Maple detail brush set, and they come with 20 different detail brushes. So you get your rounds, you get your liners, you get your flat brushes, you get your fan brush. All of these are the nice detail brushes that are going to give us all of the beautiful little details that you see in our paintings. And today, because we are doing this cute little fox and he has some white on him, we're really going to be doing some gray hair detail on his chin and his chest and the end of his tail. So this is going to be a really good set to have. Okay, so that is the detail brush set that we're going to be using from Golden Maple. And then the other thing that we are, whoops, hang on. The other thing that we're going to be using is the, hang on, is the Meeden paper. And that is right here. This Meeden paper is the 5x7 size. It is a cold press 100% cotton. And what I do is I take the 5x7 size and I cut it into 4 equal ACEO sizes, which are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. So you can get 4 of this size. I'm just going to show you guys out of this one sheet of paper, and you don't have any waste. So you don't end up with like a little piece that you can't use. You actually can cut 4 ACEO sizes equally out of the 5x7 size. And so you end up getting 4 paintings out of one sheet of paper, which is great. So I love, love, love this paper. It has beautiful texture and it absorbs really well. You end up with really vibrant paintings with this. So I highly, highly recommend it. Paper does make a difference, you guys. Thank you, Cammie. Those are some of the ones that we've done. Hey, Rhonda. I'm going to show you guys in just a minute the inspiration, okay? Hey, I see you, Doodle. Welcome in. Okay, so you can really tell the texture of this paper and how beautiful it is. Cammie, you can learn to draw, okay? I teach you how to draw each of these. These are not stamps. We draw them on my tutorials every day. So don't let it intimidate you. You can break it down into shapes. I always recommend to everybody, if you don't have this book right here, I just pinned it for you. It is called This Is Not a Sketchbook, It's an Art Class, and it teaches you exactly how to draw. It has QR codes that will give you video lessons, and then you just go through the book, and by the end of the book, you know how to draw. And I'm telling you guys, it was the best thing I ever did for myself as an artist was to get this book. And I know it's pricey, but I'm telling you it's worth it. It's actually cheaper now than when I bought it. But I can tell you guys that it is one of the best things that I ever did for myself as an artist was to get this book. Where I have it here somewhere. What did I do with it? I was using it yesterday, so I remember. It's in here. I was scanning a page out of it because I don't like to draw in the book because I like to reuse the lessons and the homework pages. So I scan it so I can use them. But you see it has like these homework pages and stuff for you to do. It's really, really good. I never thought I could draw either, but it is a skill set and you can learn. And so what I do on my tutorials every day is we pick something and we draw it out and then we paint it. I'm on at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Sometimes on Wednesday evenings, I have to do evenings instead of mornings. But most of the time, I'm on in the mornings at 10 a.m. So if you want to learn, I'm here to teach you. Now, so let me go back to, sorry guys, I kind of got sidetracked there. My bad, Cammie. All right, so you can see that this paper is very, very textured and you get really nice, bright colors out of it. I would show you the bear that we did that's on the paper that's not really great, but I've already mailed it off. It was one of my ACEOs that sold last week, so I don't have it anymore, but you can definitely tell a difference between the paper. The paper does make a difference, so just so you know. All right. So those are everything that we're going to be using today. The last thing is we are going to be using colored pencils. Now I have 2 recommendations on these. I'm going to show you both. This one is the first one. This is the, hey Martha, how are you? Yay, I'm so glad. Are you going to paint with us this morning? I hope so. I hope you're going to paint with us today. So let's see, where are we at? Colored pencils. All right, so the colored pencils that I recommend, these are the So Color pencils. There's 72 in a set. I've had this set for over 4 years. I absolutely love, love, love these pencils, okay? They have the color on the end. They're very soft core. They sharpen really well without breaking. I love these pencils. The only thing I don't love about these pencils is the color options are limited to 72 colors. Now, I'm going to say that with this in mind. When I first started with colored pencils, 72 colors were great. So if you've never done colored pencils at all and you're looking to do, and you're looking to learn, then 72 colors is fine for what you need. However, if you have done colored pencils or you just want more color options like I did, then the colors, the ones that I recommend are the Watercolor 240 color set. I have used those. I just got those in, honestly. I've only used them a few times, but I absolutely love them. They are right here. And they are a great set if you're looking for a lot of different colors. And I'm going to show you the difference so that you kind of know. Here is the, yay, I'm glad you're going to be painting with us. Woohoo! Okay, so here is the difference. I'm going to show you guys on this page. All right. So this page, right, well, where are you? Hang on, let me find it. Just one second, guys. I need to find it because I want you guys to see this, because I want you to know which ones you want. Because honestly, they're both great options. But, so here is the green on this coloring page that I did with the 72 color set. I had less green choices, so I had to blend them as best I could with the 3 green choices that I had, okay? But here is the 240 green choices. So I had many more options of green, so I could blend a lot better and smoother. So you can see that I have a much smoother blending here than I do here, okay? They both look amazing. I love them both, okay? So don't get me wrong when I say these are great pencils. I love them. But if you want a smoother blend, you can see this orange and pink right here on this mushroom? This is the orange and pink with the less color options. This is the orange and pink with more color options. So you can just see the difference. Here, I'll hold it out so you can see the difference in the two, all right? So that is what I'm talking about when I say if you want more color options so you can do a smoother blend, that's what I mean by that. So I hope that explains that. So that is the colored pencils. So I'll be using the 240 color set pencils. However, you guys can use, obviously, whatever colored pencil set you have and whatever you want, okay? All right, so here is, so that's all the things that we're going to be using today. I mean, minus, the Grabby Ultraliners, multi-liners. We're going to be using those as well. Sorry, forgot about that. So we will be using the Grabby multi-liner pens. They are, hang on, let me find them for you guys. So you know, these are basically the same things I use almost every single day on my tutorials. I very rarely veer from this list, okay? I'm sorry, I forgot to put my dog outside, y'all. He is driving me crazy. He is just being an attention hog today for some reason. So these pens have all of these different sizes in the black, and they also have the 05s in all of the colors. They're waterproof, so you can use them in watercolors, and you can put water on them, and they will not smear. I love this set because of that. But I also love the fact that they have the 003, which Micron does make an 003. I have not seen it, but I know that several people in here have it, so I know that they do make it. So, but I just love this set, and this is what I'm using. So I just got this set a few weeks ago. I got it off of the Grabby site because it wasn't TikTok available, but then they just made it available on TikTok. So the link is down here if you're looking for it. And it's actually less expensive on TikTok than it was on the site. So, okay. So that is all of our supplies today. Sorry, had to get through all of those. Now, if anybody has any questions on anything before we get started, I'm going to show you guys our, you did get those? Okay, good. You are going to love them. I'm so excited for you, Martha. I'm glad you got all your stuff in. Okay, here is our inspiration photo for today. This is what we are going to be painting. So if you want to screenshot, now is the time to do so. Go ahead and screenshot it now so you have a reference photo to look at. If you need to flip back and forth to see it while you're painting, you can have it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are going to move to our desk. All right, so I'm going to welcome in Kaylin. How are you, Feral Mom? Thank you for the heart me. Thank you for reposting and liking my live. I appreciate all of the support you guys give me. Thank you guys so much. We are going to get started on our tutorial. So I'm about to put you in the overhead view. So if you guys have any questions before I do that, please let me know. If you need to see the reference photo one more time, let me know ahead of time so I don't have to hook y'all back up, because this thing is a pain in the rear end once I get it going to get you guys situated. So yes, Rhonda, I will happily show it again. This is the reference photo right here. Okay, so this is what we're using as our inspiration. Remember, nothing ever it never turns out exactly like this. This is AI generated. Excuse me. I simply give it a prompt. This is no one else's artwork that I'm copying, but we are going to use it as a reference to create our own. So this is what we are using. All right, guys? Okay. All right, I'm going to put you guys overhead. Let me know if I lose you guys from a standpoint of sound. All right. Now we are going to, let's see, let me get you guys situated where I'm going to be, and I will have you guys. I will zoom in. All right. So here we are. Hopefully that looks good for everybody. You guys let me know if you can hear me. I need a thumbs up. And if the screen looks good, I need a smiley face. So give me a smiley face and a thumbs up if it looks good on the screen and if you can hear me. And if you need me to zoom it in, let me know. Comment and let me know if you feel like I need to zoom in a little bit more. All right, Kaylin says yes. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Good, good, good. Yay. Kinder Kelly says yes. I didn't even see you come in the room, Kinder Kelly. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, perfect. Okay, so we're going to get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to grab my tape and I'm going to tape off my edges, okay? So grab some washi tape, painter's tape, art tape, whatever kind of tape that you want. It doesn't matter. And go ahead and grab your paper and let's get it taped off. I tape mine onto a piece of wood, and I do that because I want to be able to move it around as I'm drawing, and I can't do that if I tape it to my desk. So I just tape mine onto a piece of wood. Okay. So we are going to just put about a 1/4 inch border on all the sides. Make sure it's even and looks nice and looks like it basically is the same on all 4 sides. I just eyeball it. I mean, you could measure it, I guess, if you wanted to, but it's really not that big of a deal. We're just going for this border around your art, okay? So however you want to do that, you know, if you want it thicker or thinner, or if you don't want it at all, that's fine too. It's however you prefer yours to be done. I just like to have a border on mine. And I use the washi tape because it seems to give me the cleanest lines, although the painter's tape gives me clean lines as well. The difference is I can't see through the painter's tape, so it makes it harder for me to tell if my borders are even. So I like to use the washi tape for that reason. Plus, I just have a ton of washi tape, so why not use it? I mean, I do a lot of junk journaling and art journaling, so I use washi tape a lot. So I have like drawers of washi tape. Okay, so let me put that back so it's not in my way. All right. So now we are going, hi, Kelly Kiss. How are you? Welcome in. All right, so we are going to do our fox, and we are going to have to draw this fox first. So I want everybody to go ahead and pull out whatever pencil you are going to use for that. Okay, I am going to be doing the Nick Pro pencil set. That's the pencil I'll be using. And I will be using this, the 0.5, to do that. So I'm going to be using the 0.5 out of the set. And I will be using, obviously, an eraser, because I can assure you guys that I'm going to need to erase at some point, okay? Because this little fox is definitely got some tilt to his head. So, and that's where I'm going to start, because I feel like the tilt is going to be the hardest part. So I'm going to start with the tilt on the head, okay? I just think that that's going to be the easiest way to do it. I just want to make sure I start in the right spot. So I'm going to do, so we're going to do like a smiley face, okay? But it's going to be like a sideways smiley face, like this, all right? That's going to be his little, like the bottom of his chin. And then from there, we're going to take the head and we're going to go, it's like a zigzag, like a snake. We're going to go up and down and up. So we're going to hook that to the nose, because this is where his little nose is going to be. Okay. So now I'm going to erase that little tip and I'm going to put his nose there. Okay. So his nose is going to be like this. It's like a rounded triangle on his nose. Okay. Now his face, his head is going to kind of come down at an angle and then kind of out and meet that little point again, because we have to have room for his ears. Okay. So his ears, and we're going to put flowers right here. So, that's not going to be like, you're not going to be able to see that kind of drop off there. Okay. So we're going to do his ears. So his first ear is going to be right here at the top of his head, and it's just going to be a triangle. So just draw your little triangle just like that. And we're going to draw a smaller triangle inside of it like that. And then this ear back here is going to start kind of right here, and it's another triangle. It's a little bit wider because his head is turned. And then we're going to do another triangle inside of that. All right. So how are we doing so far? Yes, Kelly Kiss, I am using a reference photo. I showed it just a minute ago. Let me show you what I'm using. Hang on one second, and I'm going to take you off of here. Just 1 second, guys. This is our reference photo right here. If you want to screenshot that, you can. It is AI generated by a prompt that I gave to ChatGPT. So it's not someone's art. We always use a reference photo that's just AI generated. And then it never turns out like this. We always make it our own, but we do use this as a reference. All right, guys? Hopefully that helps. All right, back to here. You guys let me know if my sound is okay. All right. Is my sound okay? Sorry, I have to move my screen back up. Perfect. Okay. All right. Kaylin, you understood the assignment. Kristen did too. All right. Okay. So now, and I'm not going to put the flowers in, okay? We're going to do those in a minute, and we're going to do those before we do anything else because I don't want to mess them up, okay? And get them like not be able to fit them in. So we're going to do those first. But for now, we're just going to do, we're just going to leave them off. Go ahead and make your line of the fox, of the bottom of the fox's mouth. And when I did that, I realized his bottom little chin area is not big enough. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to make it bigger. So I'm going to erase it and we're going to bring it down and make it bigger. Okay, so he has that bigger chin area that he needs. Okay. We have his eye right here. And we have his mouth right here. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to do his little body. Now, when we do his body, I want you to think about in reference to his chin where his neck starts. So his neck starts about 1/4 of a way over, and it kind of comes down at an angle like a small smiley face, and then it rounds out. And his tail comes around from there like this. Okay, so this is going to be the part that gets kind of awkward and difficult, but we're not gonna make it difficult. I want to bring this. I want to make that a little bit more rounded. Okay, and then we have his little hip that comes around, so we're going to make this little circle a little bit more rounded. Okay, and then we have his little hip that comes around, so we're going to make this little circle. And his tail just kind of comes down right here to a point. Okay, so go ahead and bring that. I think I brought that out too far. Okay, so there's his tail. Okay. All right, now from his hip bone, or from his little hip circle here, we have his first foot is like right here. So just draw a little circle right there for his first foot. And then from there, we're going to connect his leg and his second foot. I'm going to make that foot a little bit flatter on the bottom. So we want his foot to be kind of touching the ground there. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make his little toes there. Okay, like that. And that brings his little leg. Okay. Now on this side, his neck starts just under his chin, and it kind of comes out like this. And then it comes in. And that's where his second leg attaches. Okay, that's the white part of his chin. So this comes in like this. Okay. Then we have his other leg that comes down right here. Uh-oh. I messed that up. He doesn't have a foot on the end of his chest. Oh, goodness. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, guys. All right. I messed that all up. Okay, so we have his first foot. Sorry. Now we bring his chest down to here. Then we bring his third leg right here. I was like, how did he end up with 5 feet? And then we do his little hip over here. And his hip over here goes out and down. It kind of comes in like this. And it touches this foot. And then we have his foot right there. And we need to bring it in just a little bit more. So we don't want to go too far out. Okay. All right. Now, when I look at it, I want to make sure everything looks proportioned before we add anything else. And what I don't like is I don't like his head and mouth. I feel like it's too skinny. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this edge. Yeah, that's true. It does. But Kaylin, the AI didn't do it. I did it. The AI had it right and I did it wrong. I gave him 5 feet. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to make his head a little bit longer. Because I feel like it's too like squatty. Okay. So I'm going to bring this out further. And I'm going to bring this out further. And this is the thing about drawing. When you're drawing and you're doing drawing by hand and not using like a stamp, sometimes you just have to go back and just fix it. Because it needs to look proportioned. Okay, and I feel like that looks so much better. I'm just gonna fix his little ear. And then I think this ear might need to come up just a tad. Okay, so now his head looks much more tilted, which is what we want. Okay. Okay. Now he's proportioned. What do you guys think? How are you guys doing on this so far? Hey, Laurel. Welcome in. Go ahead. Take your time. Catch up. No worries. No worries. All right. So that is where we're at. Now, the only thing that I dislike is I feel like this ear needs to be tilted more. I know you guys are like, the drawing doesn't have to be perfect when we start, because that's what I always tell y'all, but sometimes I just can't help it. So we're going to tilt it more this way. Make it just a tad bit bigger than the other one because he's tilted back, and that looks better. The center of this needs to be smaller. So this needs to kind of come like this. There we go. Okay, so there we have the drawing. That's what I'm gonna stick with. Erase any lines you feel like need to be removed before we add our background. I'm gonna use my kneaded eraser to erase these harsh lines so that we have him on here, but he's not gonna be super dark. So just roll that eraser over. And that all that does is just pick up the darkness of the lines, but it leaves that outline there. Carrie sent me this eraser and I love it. But also there is a kneaded eraser in that Nick Pro pencil set. For those of you who are looking for that sketch set, this pencil set does come with a kneaded eraser. So Kaylin, that's funny. I'm telling you, man, it's scary. I use colored pencils, so that will be my version. Okay, perfect. I love it. We were just talking about colored pencils a while ago because we use colored pencils too, but we use them just for the shadowing at the end. So, all right. So everybody's good. Everybody's ready. Hi, Heidi. Okay. So we are going to now start putting our watercolor on. And then we're going to start, though, with the background. You guys, I almost forgot the background again. Okay, so we're going to take clear water. Okay. Hang on. I've got to dump mine here. Okay, we're going to take clear water, and we're going to put that all over our drawing. Okay, and we're going to do... I'm going to do this light blue color for my background. Let me pull it out for you guys. Ugh. I'm going to use this light blue right here. It's in the macaroon section of this palette. And I'm just going to go all over the entire thing with the blue. Okay. And I'm going to take a dry brush. I'm going to rinse it. And I'm going to take a dry brush. I'm going to pick up some of the color. So it's going to look almost white, but it's not going to be white when we peel the tape. We will have that, we'll have this nice blue background around it. Okay, so go ahead and dry that off once you've gotten your background done. And it is the color that you want it. Okay. All right. I gotta grab some water real fast. My Needin water toilet is empty. So I've gotta fill it back up. So give me just a second. Perfect. All right. Get that on here. These are still out of stock, so those of you guys who have been wanting it, I've checked with them and they're still out of stock. So I can't share them with you until they get them back in stock. But if you have one, if you managed to get one of the ones before they sold out, lucky you. I have 2 of them and I love them both. My grandson uses one, so now we don't have to fight over them. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to do the flowers first. So we're going to pull out our detail brushes, okay? So these are the detail brushes that I will be using. And I'll be using the 18 out of this set to start. Actually, you know what? I'm lying. I'm going to do the 20 round. I'm going to use this 20 round. So I don't know. You can barely see it because it's such a small brush. but I need something very, very small to do these flowers. Okay. So how we're going to do that to start is we're going to go ahead. I'm going to dip into, I'm just going to use this section right here for the flowers because it's got some good, it's got the pink and the yellows, which is what I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just get some of the yellow and I'm going to give myself a center circle for this flower. And then I'm going to do the pink. Just pick up some of that water. I'm going to do the pink as well. And I did not spray this. I'm going to spray it just because I'm doing detail work. And that way it can kind of soak in there. Okay, and we're going to do, no, I don't want to use that color. I want to use a very light pink to start. I'm going to use this lighter pink to start. And I'm just going to do my petals. You can do any flower that you want here too. It doesn't have to be the same as I'm doing. I'm just going to do a simple petal. And they don't have to be perfect. Okay, but now that they're wet, I'm going to take a little bit of red and I'm going to put it just at the base and let the water kind of blend it. So you have that blended pink look, okay? Now, I'm going to dry that before I do the second flower because we're going to have to overlay these. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's dry. And then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to give myself a center. Oh, sorry, Kelly. I'll try not to lean over too much. Sorry, Dana. I forget that I get in the picture sometimes when I'm leaning over. When I'm doing small details, I'm old and I can't see what I'm doing, so I have to lean closer. All right, I'll try not to do that this time. Okay, so we're going to do our petals. Okay, and now we're just going to add the red. So this is how I did the red. Sorry, my head was in the way the first time. So I'm going to get some of the red. I'm going to pick it up with my pencil or with my brush. And I'm going to just tap right around, right at the base of each one of the petals and let the water do the rest of the work. So you end up with that two-tone look, okay? going to dry that. Thank you, Nats. How's it going? Good to see you. Jamie, yes, I will show you the inspiration pic. Let's do this third flower and then I'll show you. Okay. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to take the yellow and I'm going to do this one down further, like right here. And I'm going to also, guys, I did check. The duck should be available now on my Tube of View channel, that replay on the duck. You guys were saying you couldn't find it. It was marked wrong. So it should be up now. So hopefully you guys can find that now. Those of you that were needing the replay for the duck. That was this one for the duck. So if you guys are, those of you who wanted the replay on this one, it is now available. I had accidentally had it marked to private. So I knew I had uploaded it, but it was marked to private. So I just hadn't opened it up to the public. I don't know why. Sometimes it just automatically does that when I upload things. I don't know what the deal is, but okay. So this one's going to be a little bit smaller flower. The petals are going to be a little smaller. Maybe. Not much smaller, but a little bit. All right, then we're going to take our red while that's still wet and just touch it. So we've got a little bit of two-tone in there. Okay. All right, we're going to dry that. Good, Kinder Kelly. I'm glad you can see it now. Yeah, it was just marked wrong. Sorry. Sometimes I don't remember to check that. Okay, I'm going to show Jamie the inspiration photos. So you guys give me just a second. All right, so this is the photo that we're working on right now, Jamie. If you want to screenshot that, you are more than welcome to do so now. Anybody else who missed out on seeing the reference photo that we're using, here is the reference photo, so you can screenshot it and we will be good. Okay, y'all let me know if I block off my sound now when I put this back up. I'm gonna lift that up just a tad. Hang on, guys. Okay. All right. Okay. That's okay. You can get the replay, Amy. The replay will be up this afternoon. So if you guys are looking for it, it'll be up this afternoon on my Tube of View channel. All right, so here is, so we have our flowers. Now I'm going to put my flower colors up and I'm going to pull out my leaves, which are going to be my greens. So we are going to go ahead and add those leaves in. All right. So I'm going to do, how do I want to do this? Which color do I want to use? I think I want to use the, hang on, let me look at my swatch card so I can see. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is use this grass green, and then I'm going to use the olive green as the shadows. Okay, so that's these two greens right here. These two greens. So I'm going to take my grass green and I'm going to fill in these little gaps right here. So I'm going to have a leaf come out here. And I'm going to have one come out here. One down here. And maybe one up here. I think I need one over here too. Okay, so now I'm going to take my darker green and I'm just going to put a little bit. Let me make sure they're wet though first. There we go. Make sure it's still wet. If it's not, add some water so that it will blend the way you want it to blend. And while you can barely see this, it's gonna give it more depth if you give those leaves some definition with some different color blends. So even if it's barely noticeable. Okay. All right, so we have the flowers. So now we don't have to worry about how the flowers are going to affect the ear coloring and everything. Now, I will tell you this. I would like to add some little extras in, but I'm going to do that after we do the ears and the face. And that way I can layer over the top of that. So let's go ahead now and put the detail brushes away, or for now, and we're going to pull them back out in a little while, but let's put those away. We're going to go ahead now and move to the Meeden brush set, which is right here. We're going to do the Meeden #1 brush to do his ears, okay? I'm going to use the burnt sienna for the fox color because it's kind of got a little red orange to it. And let's see. So you guys see that kind of reddish color? That's what I'm using, okay? It's this reddish burnt sienna color, okay? We're going to use that for his ears. And then the inside we'll do a mixture of like a grayish white, okay? So let's go ahead and get the burnt sienna at the base of the ears. You could use your detail brush for this if you wanted to, but you don't have to. I'm also going to take a little bit of black and put it at the top of the ear. And then I'm going to blend those two together with clear water. If it doesn't blend the way that you want it, add more to it. I'm drying my brush off to pick up some of the water, but while it's still wet, I want that black to blend in with the brown to kind of darken up the tips of the ears. Okay, so the tips of his ears are now a little bit darker with the black blending in with the brown. Okay, let me dry that so you guys can see it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see comments here. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. Yes, these brushes are great, Amy. Thank you for that purchase. You're going to love them. I'm telling you, they are really good brushes. Yes, Jamie, you can always just use the inspo pick, or you can go to my Tube of You. I upload them after I get off. I upload the replays on there, and I upload them in their entirety, so you can fast forward through all the product stuff, and you can just get straight to the tutorial if you want to do that. Okay, so again, burnt sienna at the base of the ears. And then we put the black in at the top and blend those together. So that the tips of the ears, sorry, I'm leaning over into the screen, aren't I? The tips of the ears are a little bit darker than the rest. Okay. Convince me to buy every single thing in your cart every time I get on. Oh, Amy, that's good though. That helps me. And look at how much beautiful art you've been creating. And you got to do holiday cards. How amazing is that? I bet they loved them too. All right, so we have the ears done. So let's go ahead and make sure everything's dry on the ears. Shoot. Okay. All right. I'm going to tape. Tape is wanting to come up today. So I'm going to tape it down better. So that it stays down. And I don't have to keep fighting with it. I don't know why it's wanting to come up today. It doesn't normally do that. I mean, it does sometimes, but it doesn't fight me like it's fighting me today. It's like it's in a bad mood and wants to just make me miserable today. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make sure. There. Okay. All right. So now, hang on. Okay. Oh, you painted a pug portrait? That's so cool. I'm sure she loved it. I have had somebody reach out. Oh, that could be it, Jamie. It could be it. I had somebody reach out wanting me to do their cat, but I just worry when people want to like pay me to do art. Like that freaks me out. So I haven't said yes. I told her that I would try and see if I could do it, but I just haven't had the time to sit around and play around with it yet. But the truth is that I'm just terrified mostly. All right, let's do the hair now on, or the upper part of the face. I'm going to bring this in here at the corner right here, because this is where we want the darkest part of it to be, is right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this my dark area. And then I'm going to rinse my brush and I'm going to spread this across the rest of the fox. And I'm just doing this with basically with clear water. Now I'm going to keep it wet and I'm going to darken it up as I need to. So like I want it to be a little darker than that. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of color and then rinse my brush and spread more color. Okay. Maybe just a slight bit darker. Oh, not that much. Yeah, that's going to look good. So that is where I'm at. I think I want to give his corner just a little bit more darkness, a little bit more of a shadow right there. Just kind of bring it out and then we'll dry it. Yeah, me too, Laurel. I get really nervous when people want to like, there's a lot of motion. I get really nervous when people want to pay me to do art. It's too much for me. I don't need that kind of pressure. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. So now we have his little forehead or his little head done. Let's go ahead and do the rest of his body that needs to be white, or that needs to be brown. And what I want to do is, where's my pencil? I'm going to go ahead and kind of give myself a little bit of a guideline, very lightly, because I don't want it to show, of where I want the tail to start turning white. So I kind of have that to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do on the tail, because we want the tail to be white, I'm going to do that last, because I'm going to go ahead and mix my grayish white that I'm going to use for the chest and the white areas, and I'm going to blend those together on a wet on wet technique. Okay, so let's just do the body first. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that burnt sienna and I'm going to start working my way kind of down his body. Just remember, you don't want to go too dark. So this is kind of dark. So I'm going to rinse my brush, get just clear water, and kind of bring it down so it's not too dark. I'm just going to go right over all of these lines, because we're going to make those lines we're going to make those lines come to life with our detail work. So you don't have to worry about that. Just go right over the top of them. Okay. And then his little foot right here. Oops, it stops right there. And then his little hip right here. Okay. All right. So now, while it's wet, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some of these darker areas. Like I want that shadow around the hip area right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring that in. Let it do its work. You don't have to do it. Right down here at the bottom, I want it to be some shadows. I want some shadows right along this edge. And I want some shadows right along this edge. Okay. Then rinse your brush, dry it, and just kind of blend those shadows so that they fit in with what we're doing. Okay, so now we have those darker lines around the areas we want them. I want this to be a little darker there as well. So I'm going to bring that down. Okay, I think that's good. We'll want some shadows right here too. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this grayish white that we want to use for his body. And this is usually the color that I use. It's right here. Or I just have to reactivate it. But so that you guys know kind of what I do to do that is I take, let me get some clean water. I take my white and I put it on here. I take a little bit of gray and add into it to get this almost white, but not quite white color. Okay, so it's just barely got a tint to it, right? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start that over here in the corner of his cheek and rinse our brush and then bring it all the way up. Okay, so you have a little bit of that gray so that it doesn't match the background, but it's still considered white. If you want a little shadow around, like I do, around his little back part right here, you can add a little gray in there, just the regular gray color, and just let it spread on its own. Give it enough water that it's not too dark. Let it spread, and then dry it. Okay, so now you can see that he has this chin that is, it's not white, but it insinuates that it's white, and that's what we're wanting. So all right, let's see. So now what I want to do is do the same thing in his chest area. Kelly Kiss, I started doing watercolor about 2 years ago. Thank you, Kaylin. Sorry, I'm just checking comments. So yeah, it started out about 2 years ago, and this is definitely a skill set that you can learn. So if you don't know how to do watercolors, no worries. Just join us in the mornings and, you know, we'll do it together. Sometimes our stuff ends up to be a mess though, just so you know, because I'm not a professional artist. I'm just somebody who likes to paint, and I don't have a ton of experience, and I definitely have no formal training. So I don't want anybody to have any expectations that I know what I'm doing, because I do not. All right, we're going to put a little bit of this darker gray right here at the tip of his chest. So we've got some shadows there. Okay. And then Yes, Kaylin. So much. I do that all the time. I actually have a book where I just do like shapes and I just join the shapes. And some days I just sit down and do that because that's all I can do. So that's just the way it is. Laura Ellen. Well, I love that. I love that. I'm named after my aunt, Ellen. Her name was Ellen Jane. And I love her so much. She's just precious. So I'm very, very grateful for my name. You don't hear Ellen that often anymore. So thank you, Ma Vicky. Yep, Feral Mom, that's sometimes what we have to do. Yes, I love Ellen Jane as a name. I think it's a beautiful name. My mother's name is Dalva, and I've never heard that name ever before, but she was also named after an aunt, her Aunt Dalva. Dalva Rowe Whitney was her name. And, but my mom is named after her, and I love that name Dalva too. Okay, now we're going to do the tail. So we're going to combine these. Now this is how we're going to do this. We're going to want to put water on the entire tail. Okay, so go ahead and just get the tail wet. And don't, it doesn't have to be drenched. It just needs to be glistening. But get the tail wet. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the white or the grayish white and we're going to put that in at the tip of the tail right here. Okay, where we want the white to go. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of the dark gray right here at the bottom of the tail, where we want a shadow to be. And then we're going to take that burnt sienna and we are going to fill in the tail here. And we're going to let those blend together. Okay, so the tail fades to white. Keep your brush dry. And as it starts to try to take over, pick it up. But you want it to blend. Okay. You want to have some darker at the tip of the tail or at the base of the tail right there. Just like that. If you need to, grab some more of that white and throw it in there. So that it blends. Okay, and just keep playing with it until it blends the way that you want it to. Okay, add water, take water away. Do it, add gray, take sienna away. However you have to do it to get that tail to blend in a manner that looks natural. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit more gray right here. Now it's kind of blended together. Okay, so you have that blend now that's looking much more natural than just drawing a line of white and a line of the other one. Mother's name was Viola. My grandmother was Myrtle. Loved them dearly, but glad I'm not named that. Oh, that's funny. Super calming, helps me color with combinations. Yeah, I love that. I practice sometimes. Oh, yours is your grandmother's middle name? That's beautiful. I love that people are named after family, because I think sometimes this generation gets lost in forgetting, you know, the generations that came before them. So I love that we all have these names that are like that. I love that. That makes me happy. Um, yeah, Kaylin, I do that same thing. I do it practicing mother colors because it makes them really cohesive. I love it. And so I do shapes and different things all the time for stuff like that. Like this was one I did just the other day, and all I did was just shapes. Like that's all I did. But it took me about an hour to do, and it was such a calming, relaxing like time to just sit and just paint. And so yeah, I do that. And here was another one I did. Same thing, different page, same shapes. I do that quite frequently. So there's that. Okay. I'm going to bring his belly out just a tad because he's not getting, he's kind of looking skinny here. There we go. All right, let me go ahead and draw that. And then we're going to do his feet and his nose and the inside of his ears. I think too, we may need to blend. I'm going to blend this a little bit better. Because honestly, his leg kind of blends into his belly. So that may be why that looked kind of weird. So I'm going to do that. Yep. That's better. Okay. All right, let's do his feet. His feet are going to be this gray color. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the gray right in there. I'm not even going to worry about blending or anything. We'll do all of that with the detail work that we do. But while it is wet, I'm going to add some black to it because I want it to be darker than that. And I want it to be a dark gray. Okay, so we have the feet. Now we're going to switch over to our detail brushes now. Yes, it is fun, Kaylin. So much fun. Sometimes, and sometimes it's just easier to do and more fun and relaxing to do something you don't have to think about. You know, like I don't have to think about drawing a square or a rectangle. But when I'm doing this kind of work, I'm like having to really think. All right, so we're going to dry that. Okay, now remember, it's okay if he looks like a hot mess, guys, because we are going to start adding in. Okay, now remember, it's okay if he looks like a hot mess, guys, because we are going to start adding in some detail in a minute. All the difference. Let's go ahead and add his nose in. We'll do the butterfly in just a second. Okay. All right, so we have his nose. Now let's do the inside of his ears. So go ahead and add water to the inside of the ears. And take the dark gray, just put it right along the bottom. Rinse your brush, and then just kind of drag it up. And then do the same thing on the other side. Take the gray right along the bottom. And then just drag it up. And you want to make sure on this left side that he's got a little more right here in that left corner, that left bottom corner. That's where that shadow is going to be from those flowers. Okay. And then we're going to dry that. Okay. Jenna, you can totally do this. It's not talent, it's a skill set, I promise. It is not something that I was born with. It is something that, it is a skill set that I have learned. I promise you can learn how to do this. Absolutely, without a doubt. That is Charles Chuck, and my son is Charlie Chuck. Charlie's not supposed to be Chuck. Oh gosh. I know, funny names, guys. I promise, Jenna, you can do this. You absolutely can. Okay, all right, so now we have our base down, okay? So what we're gonna do first, before we do anything else, is we're gonna do the detail work on the flowers before we start putting the hair everywhere, okay? Because that's going to make a big difference in how that looks, okay? So you're going to pull out your detail pens, whatever pens you want to use. I'm using the Grabby Multiliners. I'm going to be using the 003 in black, okay? Because I need a very, very skinny mini pen, okay? Now, just so you know, this is so small that if I hold it up against that white, you can barely see that black tip. It is teeny tiny. It is like almost the size of a hair. You have to be really careful too, not to accidentally press too hard and mess the tip up because it is such a little tip, okay? So just know that is, you know, something that you have to pay attention to, okay? All right, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on comments. If I can draw, you can, and you practice and practice. Yep. Tip I learned, sketching the basic shapes using the grid. Yes, using a grid is an excellent idea. That's one of the things that you learn in that book that I was telling you guys about. This is not a sketchbook. This is an art class. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to pin it right here just one more time because I talk about it all the time, but I'm telling you guys, it was one of the best things that I ever did for myself as an artist because I flat out struggled with drawing so bad. And I got this book. It has QR codes that tell you exactly, like, it gives you an art lesson, and then you do the lesson, and then you move on to the next lesson. And again, it's got all of these different practices, but you have this QR code that you scan. It gives you a 5 to 10 minute lesson, and then you have a homework assignment. And it is, I'm telling you, you just move through the book, and you cannot imagine how incredible that this book is to teach you how to draw. It is a skill set. You do not have to be born with that kind of talent. You can learn it. So just so you know. All right. So that is for anybody who is wanting to improve their drawing skills. I cannot recommend this book enough. If I had to choose out of my entire list of products, one thing to get, that would be it. Because you can take a pencil and you can take that book and you can learn art. And it's just crazy to me how incredible it is. It's a really good book. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm going to go along the edges of all of these flowers, and I'm just going to kind of give it, put some dots in the middle of my yellow, and then I'm going to just outline and sketch the petals and the leaves. But as I do that, I'm also going to bring out, you know, just some extra like fluff in these by giving some extra lines coming out as part of like a bouquet, like baby's breath, or, you know, whatever you want yours to have. So and it's a very loose sketch of the petals and leaves because I want it to be kind of I want it to have a loose look to it. I want it to be wispy and whimsical. And in order to do that, you want to add these extra little wispies. I don't know what they're called, but just extra fluff. And then what you do is on the ends of a couple of them, you add some little petals, like flowers. And we will use our colored pencils in a minute to add color onto those, so that you have these extra little flowers in there. Okay, like that. Yes, wispies. Wispies, that's a technical term. Think of it as just shapes. That helped me a lot along the way. Yep, Jamie, that's what I do. I see shapes. And the way that I do that is I see like for instance, this is an oval, but it's an oval that comes to a point. This is a triangle. This is a circle with triangles on the ends of it. And this is a rectangle, and this is a triangle with a circle on the side. So you just kind of look at it in shapes. That's how I figure out how to draw things. It just makes it so much easier when you look at it in shapes instead. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave those flowers the way that they are right now. Actually, I'm going to just give some little lines at the base of my flowers, like where the center attaches. You're not even going to be able to see them on camera, I don't think, because they're so small. But it's just going to fill it in a little bit more. Okay, so now, that's right, Kaylin, I know, and that's all that matters. Okay, now we're going to do the ears. Now, when we do these ears, we can do several things. First, I'm going to take my detail brush, and I'm going to take my burnt sienna, and I'm going to get my detail brush, and I'm going to do some hair with that color. Not much. I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of thickness with that burnt sienna. And I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. Okay, so we don't want a lot. We just want a little bit to kind of show that he's got that hair, right? Okay. Same thing with the inside of the ear. We're going to do just a few little wispies around the inside. And this is why I like these grabby pins, because when I go over them with this wet water, it's not going to smear this black. So I love that about them. Okay, now that we have that, make sure those are dry. Okay, and now we're going to go in with our black, and we are going to make those ears really pop with hair. So we're going to go over all of that, and we're just going to keep thicken all that hair up. Around his ears. And remember, you can give him little stray puffs of hair too if you want, to kind of make it even a little bit more poofy. I'm gonna move my tape. No, I'm not. I feel like his ear is gonna be cut off there, but I can fix that at the end. Okay. So same thing with the inside of his ear. Just kind of give it some wispies. And then over here, do the same thing. Be patient with this part, okay, this process, because this takes time. And if you go too fast, you're going to end up with things that don't look natural. So take your time and give it natural wispies. Oh my gosh, Bill, I love it. What does the fox say? Right? Okay. Stacy Lee, the color of what? I'm using a black for the wispies, if that's what you're asking for. I use the burnt sienna for the highlights. So, one second. Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, let me see where we're at on time. Okay, we're good. All right, we've got time. I have to be somewhere at 1 today, so. Okay, let's go ahead now and let's bring his hair down into his forehead like this. And I'm going to shift this to the 005 because I want those to be a little bit more noticeable. So I'm going to go, wait, that's not an 005, that's an 01. That would have been way too much. All right, so we're going to go with the 005, and we're going to bring these wispies kind of out. And down. And then we're going to kind of follow the contour of his little mouth. Just like that. And give him a few little wispies right along here. Okay. Let's get his eye in there. Like that. And then we will bring down his chin. And we want to make sure right through here we have a little bit more. So I'm going to do a little bit of cross hatching here, not much, because we'll use our colored pencils to do the majority of that. And then let's do our mouth. Kind of got a little carried away with the fur right there, but that's all right. It is what it is, right, guys? Can't change it now. Give him a little bit of chest hair. And then right here where the legs attach. We want to have these. I want this hair on his chest to be very, very little, like small lines. You don't want to get too carried away on his chest because it'll look too staged. You want it to be natural looking. Same thing right here. You want to make sure that you follow the contour, but you don't get too carried away. And over here too. Cold press or hot press? Yes, it is a cold press. Sorry guys, I'm behind on comments. I got carried away working. Good morning, Show and Tell. How are you? It's the Meeden. It's number 6. It's the cold press, and it is the Show and Tell. How are you? It's the Meeden. It's number 6. It's the cold press, and it is the let me try that again. See if that works. Did that pin it for you? Hopefully it did. But I cut it into 4 equal 2.5 by 3.5. That's not it. What in the heck is this thing doing here, y'all? Let's try again. Where is my meeting paper? Oh, y'all. I'm struggling today. It's showing that my meeting paper is pinned. Is it pinned for you guys or not? Because I'm showing that it's got the colored pencils pinned, and that's not what I want pinned. So, very strange. Let's try again. I'm going to unpin it, and I'm going to pin it. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand what it's doing. I'm pushing the paper, and it's still not giving me that. There we go. All right. There is the paper that I'm using. And you can get 4 equal 2.5 by 3.5 inch ACEO sizes out of one sheet of the 5x7. And so that is what I use. I use the 5x7 size so that I can get 4 out of it. And I can get 4 paintings out of one. So, all right. Now we're going to go with the tail. We're going to make sure the tail looks nice and fuzzy. But remember, take your time on the hair because you don't want to get carried away and it look unnatural. Turn your paper if you have to get it to look the way that you want. And just kind of follow that look and that grain. And then again, you want to do small little tail hairs and follow the contour. Okay, like that. Okay. All right. Okay, I think those details look pretty darn good. Now, I want you guys to see and notice how this looks good, okay? We could stop right here. But we're not going to because we want to give it some dimension to it, okay, and some depth. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking. No, it's color pencil Maple Master. You can get both. Your problem is going to be hot press is better as if more smooth. Yeah. I don't know if it's a she or a he either, Rhonda. Hey, Angel, how's it going? Welcome in. I'm so sorry that I'm like way behind on comments here. Okay. I've just been in. I'm so sorry that I'm like way behind on comments here. Okay. I've just been caught up in like enjoying the journey of drawing this cute little fox because he is just precious. Okay, but we're not going to. We're going to first. We have to do the butterfly. So let's do that. We're gonna get our detail brush, which is our golden maple brushes. I'm gonna pin those. That is what we're using. I'm using a 20. Using the 20/18 round. And I am going to go ahead and draw my butterfly. I'm just gonna kind of barely sketch it out. We're gonna go up like this. We're gonna kind of bring it like a little heart. And then we're gonna do that again beside it like this. And we're gonna bring that down. And then we're going to, oops, you know what I need to do? I've touched that too close. Where's my eraser? I got that too close. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna bring this out like this. And here is our little body of the butterfly. Okay, so I've got him a little sketched out. And it's basically hearts, if you guys are wanting to know how to draw that, okay? So think about going heart, but bringing your tip, instead of in the center and starting over, bring it all the way down, and then do it again and make that second one a little wider. And then do it again and make that bottom one the same width. That's how I did that. So it's basically we're doing hearts, okay, in order to draw the butterfly. All right, so now I'm going to take my detail brush, and we're going to go in with I'm going to do a very dark magenta right at the base of our butterfly. Along the base right here. Okay, then I'm going to do a very light pink at the top. Okay, so they're kind of blended together. If you want it to be even more blended, you can make sure it's all wet and do it again. I'm just going to add a little bit more of that dark pink right along the base here. I want there to be a pretty good size contrast so you can see how that blends. I love it. I think it's very pretty. Let's go ahead and dry it off. Okay, and let's have our, let's pull out our 003 again for our body of our butterfly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase that whole body now that I know I'm in the right spot. And I'm going to put a little leg landing with a little head landing on the nose. And I'm going to make that kind of like a teardrop shape and color that in. Kind of bring it to a point. And then we're going to do the antennas on him. So he basically landed on his nose, and now we're going to do the outline of the butterfly. Now the great part about this is we can go ahead and we can add in the tip of the butterfly like this. And we can add in those veins of the wings. Okay, and now we can actually fill in with the 005 if we want to. We can make the tips of our butterfly wings more defined. I don't know about you, but I think that looks really good for a teeny tiny little butterfly. Yes, I will be uploading this tutorial up on my Tube of You. No worries. If you need the replay for this, it will be up on my Tube of You channel. After I get off of here, I will be doing that. I have a meeting at 1 and I have another meeting at 3 this afternoon. So as soon as that's all done, I will sit down and get it taken care of. So sometime late afternoon, early evening, it should be up. Okay. Okay. Now it is time to add the colored pencils. Okay. So now we're going to add the shading in. All right. So let's get our pencils out. I'm going to be using the Color 240 color set. But you use whatever you prefer. I like these because I have more options of shading. So if I need a really light color or a really dark color, I've got options for that. We are going to need some browns. So I'm going to be pulling more like brown oranges. So this set and this set. So these two will be the ones that I'm going to need for that. And then I'm going to need some, let's see, well, I'll probably need gray. Let me find the grays. They're probably going to be on the very bottom. Oh, nope. Where are they? They're already in here. Where are my grays? Did I just overlook them? Here they are. Right here. Okay. All right, so there's my gray. I will be doing, let me check my battery on my phone, make sure I'm not going to go dead. Okay, we're good. Okay, hang on one second. I'm going to fix one more thing, guys, before we get going on the colored pencil part. Okay. All right. So, in order to do the shadowing, I'm going to be choosing I'm going to choose a very dark gray, and I'm going to choose this light gray right here. I think that's really all I'm going to need, but I'm going to get a medium just in case. Okay, so those are the 3 grays that I'm going to be using. And we'll be doing that on the chest area. So, you just move this stuff out of my way here, y'all, because I don't want to end up, you guys remember the day that I knocked a big shelf off. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to have to mess something up and have to pick it up like I did that. So I want to make sure that I'm careful and have everything out of my way. Okay. Now, I need to... All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our light gray color and we're going to color in just along the edge of the chest and right here. Probably underneath the neck and along the edge here too. So keep the center open, but the rest is going to be that. Then we're going to take our medium gray, come up just a little bit further, but not as far as we did with the light color. Come out with this, but not as far as we did with the light. We're using a light pressure. And then with the dark, we're not even going to go as far as we did with the medium. And we're just going to outline basically the chest area. Okay. We're going to go back in again. This time we're going to use medium pressure. This is what gives us our blends, is doing the layering. So don't try to rush it. Medium pressure, medium gray. Medium pressure, dark gray. And now heavy pressure. Light gray. Heavy pressure, medium gray. And then heavy pressure, dark gray. Now we take the white and we go over the whole thing to bring that all together. Okay, now you can see what that did for his chest. Okay, now you know that, can you use the other colored pencils that you have because I have them? Yes. Yes, you can use any colored pencils that you want to use. That's true, Rhonda. I didn't even think about that. It does need to be a girl. You are correct. Okay, so you guys can see the difference in the chest and how it looks rounded now because we've given it some dimension with these colored pencils. That's the difference. That's what happens when you use colored pencils on top of it. So that's what we're doing. All right, same thing here. We're gonna go over this. We're gonna come out with light pressure, light gray, then light pressure, medium gray. We're not gonna go out quite as far. And then light pressure, dark gray. We're not gonna go out as far. Okay. Then same thing, medium pressure, light gray, medium pressure, medium gray, and medium pressure, dark gray. Now heavy pressure, light gray, heavy pressure, medium gray, heavy pressure, dark gray. Heavy pressure white all the way. Blow it off and you have that depth now on the chin. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense the way I did that for everybody. So you can see a huge difference in the flatness versus like how flat his body looks compared to his chest and chin. It looks just like it's popping off the page more. Okay, so now in his ears, I'm not going to have to layer. I'm just going to put in a little bit of this dark gray at the base of his ears, and I'm going to connect that with the white. Blow it off and you're good. His tail, we're going to do just a little bit of his tail right along the sides and at the tip with the light, and then we're just going to use the dark. So we don't even need the medium for his tail because it's such a small area. We can do it with just the two colors. Okay, then you take the white and blend that out. Try to blow it off. If you rub it, it's going to rub the colored pencil shavings onto your paper and make it weird. Okay, so we did that. One of the things that I want to do is make sure that these lines are colored back in, because it does tend to take away some of that if you're not careful. But I like to do the highlight these first because if you go over this too much with this pen, it'll mess your pen up. You want to make sure that you kind of watch that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do, let's do the feet. The light color, this is it's called Lotus Gray. Yep, it's a Lotus Gray. Okay, now we're gonna do, I just wanna do a little bit of, hang on one second, let me pull up my reference photo again. I had a split screen going, but I didn't plug it in and the battery died on my other one. So I wanna make sure that I'm looking at this the way I wanna look at it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so we wanna do, I wanna do some darker shadowing right along the base of his feet. So I'm doing a heavy pressure and I'm shadowing where they kind of connect with the other feet. Okay, so we've got those shadows. And then we're gonna do the browns. So let me pull out the brown colors that I need. I'm gonna put these away because I'm done with the grays. Let's see. Okay, now I'm gonna pull out the browns. Okay, so with these, I kind of want, I think I'm going to want let me see. I'm going to want this color for the dark. And I'm going to want, let's see. I'm going to want this color for the light, I think. And maybe this color. All right. So here are the colors that I have for the fox. Now, this is a little bit yellow, so it's going to tend to change this color a little bit if we use that. So I'm going to start with just these two and see. But if I feel like I need to do this, I'm going to pull in this one as well because I want to make sure I have a good blend. So this is the metallic orange and light ochre. Okay. And the other one is the dark yellow. All right, so that's what I'm going to be using. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and pull that in. So let's do the light first. So we're going to come out with this light. It's almost perfect, y'all. And then we'll use this dark. Remember, we're going light touch first. Then we're going to do medium. And then we do heavy. Then we take our white, kind of blend that. Not too much. You don't want to go into his face too much because this is white and he's not white. And that's where I'm going to bring in this yellow right here to kind of blend that out just a tad. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring this all the way across. because it's just slightly different. So, but it's going to bring that shadow in a lot more if we do that. Okay. All right. Now, same thing here. We're going to go all the way. I'm going to color him in with this color, and then we're going to go, this is a light touch. Bring this out, and we want right around here to have a shadow as well, and right along here. And then we're going to do a medium touch or medium pressure. And then medium pressure with the dark. And these color are much more pigmented than the So Color, so you don't have to press as hard. If you're used to the So Color and you get these, you're going to need to know that your heavy pressure is like a medium pressure with the other, just so you know. Because they're really pigmented. What color did you use for the fox in the watercolor without orange color? I did the burnt sienna. All right, same thing here. We can do medium pressure and heavy pressure because these are small areas. So those pencil marks in that blend, those blends are not going to show as much. So medium pressure, now we're doing heavy pressure and heavy pressure with the dark. Okay, that looks good. And then right here with the tail, we're going to blend in the tail. Medium pressure. And heavy pressure. Now this, we do want to bring in the white because the tail needs to blend like we designed that blend. Okay, so now we have that all blended together with that white, and it looks really nice. Okay, now right here on his hip, we're gonna do the dark right along the hip area and the bottom right here. Okay. Hi, the watercolor painter. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay. So now we have that. I'm going to go back again with my 003. And I'm going to make sure that my hair is still showing because I did color over some of that. And we want that to still be there. Okay, so just know that you might have to do some of your detail work. You might have to fill some of that in again, but that's okay. Just make sure you don't overdo it. Okay. All right, I think that's good. Okay, now last thing is we first of all have to put in his floor, his ground. So let's go ahead and put some water right along his tail and base. Okay, and let's add some of this ochre in right there. We don't want it to be too much because it'll blend in with him. Okay, and we don't want that to happen. So just give it a little bit. A dark brown will help. Just blend that out just a tad. So he has this ground to him. And then take our detail brush And we will draw in some of our grass. I'm kind of having to rush here because I have to be out of here in just a little while. So let's go ahead and just, this is olive green that I'm using for the grass. And I just kind of make V's with that when I'm looking for to do grass. Okay. All right, now it's time to splatter and we are done. We're gonna call this done. What do you guys think so far? I hope that y'all's turned out perfectly. I'm sure that it is beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and put something over his little face because we don't want him to be, we don't want his face to get splattered. I don't want the butterfly to be ruined either, so I'm gonna do him like this. Let me pull this out like this. Okay, so that's gonna be our splatter right there. Okay. All right, we're gonna splatter with our black. I'm gonna get the #1 Mead & Brush. Thank you, Rhonda. This is my Bible study music. That's what I turn on in the mornings when I'm doing my Bible study before I hop on here with you guys. All right, this is the Mead & Brush set. We're gonna be using this for the splatters. We're gonna use black. Grab some black on your brush, grab another brush and just tap. The lighter you tap and the less water, the smaller the splatters will be. And I want these to be small today because I do not want to ruin him. He looks so stinking cute. So there he is. I do think I need to do some right there. There we go. Okay. All right. He looks cute. What do you guys think? I think he turned out great. All right. So we're going to go ahead and peel. So let's go ahead and peel the tape off so we can see this beauty in its frame. OMG, you guys. How stinking cute. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you so much. He turned out so cute. So there's the fox, guys. We get to check that off our list. Somebody told me to add something earlier. Rhonda, what was it that you said you wanted me to add to our list of things to paint? Remind me what it was. I can't remember what you said. I'm going to write it down. Because I don't want to forget. Oh, a hound dog. That'll be cute. I haven't done a dog yet, so we'll see. I'm gonna stick it up here. I don't have my list. I can't find my list again. So, but we've done a lot of stuff that was on it, so we'll just start a new one unless I find it. Okay. Oh, hedgehog was on there. We didn't do hedgehog yet. I do remember that. And a horse. That was on there too. And a mouse. Yep, a mouse. I think we did all the rest of them though. Okay. Oh, possum. That's a good one that wasn't on there, but I'll put it on there. Possum. I want to do my pommy, but I'm intimidated by doing black. Pony? I'm assuming, Laurel, that you mean a pony? Oh, your like your Pomeranian. You have a Pomeranian dog? Is that what I'm guessing? Can we do a bug soon? Oh, a bug. Okay. All right. If we get into insects, then we're going to have a whole nother list. Okay. All right, but remember, none of my stuff is really realistic, okay? We're going to do, if we do bugs, they're going to be fun bugs, because I'm not into nasty, disgusting, like, bugs. Okay, so there is today's tutorial. Let me move you guys back to where I have a better view of you guys before I hop off of here. I have to get off of here and head to my appointment in, like, less than 15 minutes, So I just want to really quickly go through everything that we did today, that we used today, in case anybody needs to know the supplies that we use every day. Yes, Pomeranian dog, all black. Yeah, I could understand that. But use like dark grays and light grays and dark black and then black. And that way you're kind of mixing those and you'll end up with that look that you're going for. Kristen, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. I'm so glad you guys joined us today. I will be back on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Normally on Wednesdays I do an evening, but tomorrow I'm not going to have my grandkids because I've not been feeling well, so I'm not going to have them spend the night tonight like I normally do. So I'll come on in the morning. I'm having some kidney issues and I'm trying to get rid of that before I have to stay on my feet for days at a time. Linda, thanks for joining. Y'all don't forget, grab your engagement points before you hop out of here if you haven't already done that. It helps your account. It helps mine. Tap the screen, like it, and all of the things. And, oh, I'm good, Rhonda. It'll be fine. I just need to let my antibiotics kick in. And then we'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Let me quickly go through what we did today. All right, we used the Meet and Paints. They are pinned below for you guys. We use those to do the painting. We use this Nick Pro pencil set to do our sketching. This is a great pencil set. If you are looking for a good sketch set, guys, I'm not playing around when I say that. I love, love, love this set. It is one of my very favorite Christmas gifts that I got. So that set, if you're looking for a good sketch set, is amazing. It's right here. I love it. You get all of your pencil sizes, 0.7, 0.5, 0.9, and 2.0s. And you get all of your leads and all the different hardnesses. You get your erasers. You get your kneaded eraser. You get colored inserts for your pencils, and then you get extra erasers there as well. So this is a really good little travel sketch kit, but it's also a sketch kit that like you use day to day. I use this every day, 3 or 4 times a day at least. So I love, love, love this set. So there's that. And then we also use the Meet and brushes. Okay, these Meet and brushes, I have the 4-brush set. They do not rust. They have a really strong ferrule. The ferrule won't rust and get rust into your painting. They're short, so you can control your strokes. They have a really good bristles on them. They're synthetic squirrel hair, so they hold a ton of water, and they hold their shapes really well, so you can even do detail work with these larger brushes. They are ergonomically designed to reduce hand fatigue, so if you're painting for hours at a time like I do, your hand doesn't get so tired. So these are a great brush. They're a professional set of brushes for not a professional price. They're not going to break the bank for you. You're going to get them for under 30 bucks for all 4 of them, and they are a great, great brush set. Okay. The other brushes that we used were the Golden Maple set. These are the detail brushes. These are the ones that are constantly sold out, but they are currently back in stock, and I don't know for how much longer. So just so you know, if you want these, this is the set to get now because they go quick. But anyway, they have the 20 brushes in them. You get your rounds, you get your liners, you get your fan brush, you get all kinds of brushes for detail work. So if you're needing a good set for detail work, this is the set that, like I said, stays sold out, but it happens to be back in stock right now. So go ahead and grab it while you can. Looks like they are on a clearance right now. They're normally $49.98 and they are on for $29.99. So today's the day to grab this set if you want to grab it, because they are going to sell out like they always do. Okay, so this is a great set. All right, so we used that as well. And then the other thing that we used was the 240 colored pencil set from Color, and it is right here. So if you're looking for a set of pencils to do your shading, That is a great set to have. I love, love, love it. I kind of rushed a little bit on this. You can tell that I rushed a little bit on the coloring of the pencils, but I was in a hurry because I have to get out of here. But that's okay. I think he still looks beautiful. I love him, and he is going to go on my EBAY this week as well. So there he is in all of his glory. If you guys are interested in any of the products that we use today, they are all in the shopping cart below. I always appreciate you guys supporting my showcase. If you need something, please go to my showcase and check and see if it's in there before you get it from anywhere else. And thanks for joining me on today's tutorial. I hope that you guys had fun today. I think the fox turned out beautiful. I'm not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. Maybe a mouse. So that may be the thing. This is our list so far. So maybe we'll try the mouse or the possum or something tomorrow. Maybe a bug even. Who knows? Join me tomorrow and you will find out. I'll be on at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Love my artists. Thank you for becoming a fan and sending me that heart me. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for following me. I'm going to follow you right back right now. So thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, need anything, you can reach out to me via DM. You can get the replays for any of my tutorials that we have done on my Tube of You channel. These are the ones we've done so far. We did the sloth yesterday. We did the raccoon. We did the duck. We did the hippo. We have done the rabbit and the giraffe. Okay, thank you for the populars, Laurel. Laurel, is it Laurel or Laurel? How do you say that? How do you pronounce it? Thank you. You guys have a great afternoon as well. Little Miss Blueberry, and I will see you guys. Thank you so much. Love my artist, Laurel. Okay, Laurel. That's good to know. Thank you, because I know I was saying it wrong. All right. I will hopefully remember that. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for another tutorial. And I'll see you guys then. All right.